It looks like the Helldiver community has had more time to digest everything that came to light in last week's developer comments, and a major point from that interview is not proving true. Please take a moment to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my future upload alerts. And here we go once more into fact check mode with Helldivers. Here's your 60-second Galactic War update, starting off with the greater picture, and with 9 days to go, our major order to win more than we lose is currently showing the Helldivers sitting at +2, so nice work out there, spreading managed democracy with 56,000 divers in-game as of the time of this recording. Currently, it's kind of a galactic map mosh pit with divers spread all over the place, but the majority of our forces are on Hort, with Heath and 𝗀𝗄𝗆 also seeing a decent amount. Also, there is an ongoing arsenal augment as well, as divers have temporary access right now to the heavy machine gun strat, which was released in the past as part of the Operation Swift Disassembly Part 1 major order, alongside the Quasar cannon. Now outside of there, divers are waiting for the next Festival of Reckoning combo stratagem, which should be the orbital Gatling barrage infused with fire projectiles. So, suppressed weapons are making all the headlines right now within the Helldivers fandom, entirely based on the point that they do nothing to suppress a Helldiver sound signature, which is what we were seeing when the ODST Warbond released. Now, they sound different and unique to our ears, but within the in-game programming, suppressed versus non-suppressed makes no difference. And this was touched on last week when Niklas Malmborg, design director on Helldivers, was asked this very question about the ODST suppressed weapons and if they would be working properly.
So they're actually pretty much where they should be at the moment. In the latest patch, we got some functionality in where if you, for example, you use a suppressed weapons and you miss the enemy, they don't immediately react, which I'm not sure if we mentioned that actually, but they do have a smaller radius of sound to attract enemies, and they don't immediately alert them if you miss. They still alert them if you hit.
And here's where I'd like to link in a fellow YouTuber, WiseGuyVito, who one of my Discord members DM'd me about and asked me if I had any feedback into this suppressed versus non-suppressed debate. And so I took the work Vito started and did in his video, and I tried it out in my own game. And here's the results. First off, we need to set the baseline, which in Helldivers 2, the magic range of your sound profile is 33 meters, which is a sort of go, no-go point, along with the info points Niklas gave us during the interview of number 1, if you miss an enemy with a suppressed weapon, they don't immediately react. We're going to be testing that. And number 2, these suppressed weapons apparently have a smaller radius of sound or sound profile. Now, divers who embrace stealth gameplay have known for a long time about these sound profiles, but essentially, sidearms and SMGs have the lowest of these, and even though it might look weird going into a stealth mission with a big iron senator strapped to your hip, it's the sound profile that matters, and these weapon types are the stealthiest, and again, we're going to be using that 33 meter mark. But when we take in the ODST, suppressed M7S, SMG, and the Senator, and we take both in versus the bots, here's where all of this just completely falls apart, at least for the statements that were made about how the suppressed weapons are currently working, because they aren't, except in one really outlier case. So anyways, here we are. We've hunted down a trooper. And by the way, this is the lowliest of the automatons. And we are outside of 33 meters, which you can see here on the screens after we ping them. At this range, take a listen to the weapons being fired, and then we want to see if the trooper goes into a full alerted state, actually leaves his post and charges right at us, or completely ignores us. And as you can see, me dropping rounds into the sky at this range for both weapons keeps us completely off of this trooper's radar. He has no idea we are here because we are just outside and past 33 meters. Let's table this trooper test for just a minute here and next jump into another mission, still versus the bots, but this time we're using a brawler as the test subject. Past 33 meters with both the M7S and the Senator gives us no results. Just watch this. He can't detect us. Okay, same brawler automaton, but this time we've crawled into 33 meters exact and are firing both the M7S and the Senator. And notice the brawler is alerted to the Senator at 33 meters. Here, watch this. What about if we shoot into the air around the same brawler? Just missing him while we are prone at 32 meters. So we are just inside that 33 meter zone. What happens now? Well, first up is the M7S. And as you can see, the brawler is instantly alerted despite me using a suppressed weapon, which is the same results we get when we fire the Senator into the air at this range. So the statement he makes about the suppressed weapons having a smaller sound radius is not true. You can see it right here because they are both alerting the brawler at 32 meters. Really, and this is a stretch here, but really the only gray area I was seeing was while sitting at exactly, and I mean exactly 33 meters, which is where the brawler did not get alerted to the suppressed SMG, but did for the Senator. A few more paces inwards towards the target and whammo. The brawler was alerted to both weapons right at around 32 meters. Okay, next up, how about that statement that if you miss an enemy with a suppressed weapon that they are not immediately alerted? Well, here I am testing it out on that same bot brawler POI, and I've crawled back out to about 34 meters, so I'm sitting just outside of that magical 33 meter zone. First up, the M7S. Missed shots do alert the brawler, but he doesn't go enraged and just run out after me. Trying the same thing with the Senator instantly enrages the bots and they go for the flare. But I wanted to let you know I was seeing inconsistent results with this miss test because it comes to a singular bot that falls into this stealth umbrella Niklas mentions, and that bot is the Trooper. I wanted to let you know that my footage was actually corrupted as I tried to import it here into Premiere Pro, but full disclosure, I tried this out on a bunch of different bot variants and they all showed no differences at 33 meters, out or in, except the Trooper, which would not go into an alerted state if you missed shots and were outside of the 33 meter zone. So yeah, I don't know if the studio thinks this is working as they have advertised, but the TLDR here is that none of those claims were true about suppressed weapons, except for the won't be alerted if you miss with a suppressed weapon, and only in the case that you were shooting at a Trooper. Everything else, like Marauders, Berserkers, Commissars, I mean, you name it, they're going to disregard the suppressor rule and instantly do their thing. Again, credit to WiseGuyVito for doing all of this suppressed weapon testing and posting everything to his channel. And I want to give a huge shout out to the rest of the Helldivers community as well for putting in the work themselves. I'm going to link Vito's video down in the video description. Definitely go check it out and show it some love. But I wanted to say this follows the trend we've seen from the studio of not mentioning a change at all or understating it using vague by a small amount types of descriptions instead of percentages. We saw it with the Coyote. We see it here with suppressed weapons. And another change that was never mentioned, by the way, was that the Shredder tank top turret side armors now received an undocumented change, boosting them from AP3 up to AP5, which is significant, and it made it nowhere into the patch notes. The question, especially when it comes down to the disconnect between how the devs think the suppressed weapons are working and how they actually operate, is where this breakage is taking place within Arrowhead. And it could only be down to a few different factors. Either A, Niklas, the design director, is getting some inaccurate information from his design team, B, QA dropped the ball and or never got around to testing it, or C, the statements made on the Democratic interview were false. Now, I have no idea which it comes down to, but at this point, the suppressed weapons are performing really no differently than non-suppressed, outside of that one edge case of the troopers and sitting at beyond 33 meters if you miss your shots. Drop a comment and let me know if you are one of those divers out there using the suppressed SMG or pistol, and if you are seeing any differences in enemy detection rates when you use them, because I would love to see some actual testing results that show that these weapons are working correctly and that all of us that are out here testing these things are wrong. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my future upload alerts. Thanks goes out to all of our channel members, and if you are interested in joining the ranks, click the join button on the homepage, as we've got tiers and perks to serve all levels of interest. Until the next one, this is 𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏